Hey everyone, my name is Tori, and today's video is going to be a Colourpop haul. So this is actually more of like a collective Colourpop haul, sort of. It's actually two separate orders that I placed on Colourpop.com, and they both came in at different times, but I decided to just do like one haul video. I know a few of you have asked for a follow-up on the Colourpop Kathleenlights blush collection, so I'll include that at the very end of this video, so just stay tuned if you are interested. I just realized I don't have any lip gloss on. This is the NYX Better Gloss in the shade Angel Food Cake. Alright, so lots of exciting things in here. I'm super excited. So the first thing actually that I wanted to show was sometimes when Colourpop takes a while to ship orders, they'll include like a sorry we're late item, like a little card, and then some sort of little free item. I have gotten a brush before that I actually still use, and this one they included a single eyeshadow. That's actually really pretty. This is in the shade Sparkler Metallic. So it looks like it's a metallic bronzy gold shade. So I actually haven't seen this before, so I'm really excited to use that. I'm gonna do the thing I was probably the most excited about, and I feel like took me the longest to buy. This is the So Jaded palette. This is the Kathleenlights collaboration. This is their first ever 30 pan eyeshadow palette, and honestly they're coming out with one called the Bare Necessities. Yeah, I might have to get that one. But it took me a really long time to get this because I just feel like I didn't need it. I still think I don't need it. First of all, this packaging is gorgeous. Like the colors are just like, so it just says So Jaded on the front. It's kind of mattified here in the center, and then the gemstones on the outside are kind of shiny, and then the lettering is a metallic rose gold, like copper. It has all the shade names on the back. And then on the inside, it's just, wow. Wow. So if you haven't seen it, here's a little close-up for you. I almost don't even want to throw the box away because it's so pretty. I just thought this was a really almost wearable color palette. Like a colorful palette that is not so intimidating colorful that I feel like I can't make it work or I can't use it. I'm not a color person. If I wear anything color, it's going to be more in the like pink and purple kind of like rose gold. I don't know. They're almost still kind of like neutrals to me. Like this type of a green and this type of a turquoise is a little more doable for me. It is a little more expensive than their other palettes because it is larger, but I don't know. I felt that there were enough colors in here that I would use that I feel like I could see myself kind of dabbling into some of the more colorful shades. Overall, I'm like so excited to use this palette, and I want to experiment. I want to like step outside my comfort zone. I want to play with color a little bit more. So I feel like this is a good like palette to start with to try to do that. So the next thing I have in here is from the Going Coconuts collection. And this collection like spoke to my soul because I am such a neutrals person. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just another boring neutrals palette. But like, yeah, neutrals aren't boring if they're done correctly. And like, I love neutral palettes. Like, tell me, I know I don't need another neutral brown in my collection, but in my eyes they're all so different. I'll start with two of the other like smaller things from the collection. They had a Super Shock shadow, and this is in the shade Peekaboo, and I'm kind of surprised it didn't come in the Coconut collection packaging, but I think it's because I didn't buy it in like the set. It came in like a set of 3, but I bought it on its own. This Peekaboo shade is kind of like a, looks like an ivory gold, maybe, with like some sparkle in it. It's not super glittery. I think it's considered, yeah, it's considered a metallic, so it's not like super, super glittery. But I thought this would be a really pretty like everyday shade. Ooh, yes. Okay, it comes off a little lighter on the, like in the swatch than it does in the pan. This is the perfect everyday lid shade for my skin tone. I love shades like this because I feel like I can use them like with everything every day. And I like this because it's a little more subtle than like, I have Ladybird and Amaze and a couple of the other like really glittery ones, and I love those, but I feel like this is a little more appropriate for like every day. Though like I still wear those glitter ones every day, but I can see myself using this like every single day. So good purchase. The next product I have from the Coconut collection is the Pressed Powder Bronzer, and this is in the shade Coconut Beach. They had 2 shades, I believe, and I think this one was the lighter one. So the packaging matches the Coconut collection theme, and then the back label also matches as well, so it's called Coconut Beach. I love that these compacts have a mirror in it. It looks a little more neutral in tone than like, I think the other one was a little warmer. So let's do a little swatch and see. It has like a matte satin finish, because it's not like a flat matte, but it definitely doesn't have any like sparkle or anything like that. So here's the swatch of the bronzer right here in Coconut Beach. I really love that undertone. So the next thing I'm super excited about is the Going Coconuts eyeshadow palette. And this is one of their 9-pan palettes. And I'm so happy that they did a neutral one because they've been doing all the colors. And like, yes, that's so fun. Like, that's fun. But honestly, I'm not going to use most of those. Like, that's just not me. I also don't really have like the technical like artistry skill to do that also. And in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, like I want something neutral, and that's what I always go to. It says Going Coconuts on the front, and the palette is very neutral in tone. It's really pretty. Then it has all of the shade names on the back. I love that it has a mirror as well. And then here is the inside. Oh, these are so pretty. So it looks like you have a selection of metallics and mattes, and you have like one of these sequin shades that has like, it's like a matte with a bunch of glitter in it, which like I don't necessarily like, but usually you can tap that glitter off and it's fine. Shell Yeah and Lovely Bunch are a little warmer, but I do feel like you have more of a neutral brown palette, and that's what I like about it so much, is I feel like we see a lot of like warm tone palettes or cool tone palettes, and you don't really see a lot of just like middle of the road neutrals, and that's what I like to wear the most. My ideal palette is all just very neutral brown colors, like in my bronzers, really just anything. I love neutral colors. I don't like anything that pulls too warm or too cool, ideally on like a daily basis. So super excited to try this out. I feel like this is something that I could use every single day, and I feel like it pairs really well with this Super Shock shadow. So I also picked up an ultra matte lip, and this one is in the shade Snowfleek, and I actually got this because one of my best friends was talking about it and saying how much she loved the shade, so I figured I would try it. This is kind of like a burnt red. It's very much like in the color film family that I love to wear. I do like the Colourpop Ultra Matte Liquid Lip formula. It's not bad. I don't know if I even really have a favorite, but I don't dislike it. I mean, like, it's okay. It's definitely like, it's drying because it's a liquid lipstick. If you apply over and over and over again, it'll crumble off pretty much like any other liquid lipstick. So just know that. But here's the shade. This is so pretty. It's got a really pretty, like, kind of a warmer undertone. Yeah, definitely like a rusty red. It's really pretty. So I have two more things that are not part of a collection. I think this is like an earlier launch. It's not anything new, but it was new to me. So these are the light sticks, and these are cream highlighters, like in a stick form. And honestly, this is like this is not something that I ever purchase. I'm really not into like stick cream products. I have a few cream products that I use here and there, but like overall I'm more of a powder person. That's just like what I like, but I'm trying to get a little more into creams and just kind of experimenting and seeing if it's something that I would like. This one I actually got from Ulta first, and I loved it so much that I ended up getting this one also from Ulta second, but they're both Colourpop. So does that count for a Colourpop haul? This first one I got was actually a recommendation from Jessica Braun. She's Jam Beauty 89 here on YouTube, and she's like one of my all-time favorite YouTubers, and she loves cream products. She has dry skin, so we don't always have the same taste in makeup products, but I wanted to try out because she said how much she loved it and it looked really beautiful on her. So this one is in the shade Earth specifically, and kind of, it's one of those like roll-up sticks. This one almost has like a pinky undertone to it, but it just goes on like so creamy, and it blends out really beautifully. So there's the shade Earth. It just blends out so nicely. I use it with a like a big duo fiber brush. I just brush it on the top and then kind of blend it in, like stipple it into the high points of my face, and it looks really nice. Like it looks very natural, but you can definitely like build it up to look pretty intense. But I like that it looks natural and it doesn't look drying or cakey or like gross on your face. This next shade I got in the shade Star Bright because one of my really good friends like loves this shade. So here's Star Bright. It's the same packaging, but this is more of like a champagne, almost like a champagne gold, champagne white gold. It's a lot lighter. So here's Star Bright on the bottom, and there's Earth right on top. So you can see Earth has that kind of more of a warmer pinky undertone. Star Bright is a lot more icy and like that white gold champagne. So really excited to try Star Bright. I haven't tried this shade yet, but I have been using Earth and I really enjoy it. So yay, cream highlight. Who would have thought? Okay, the next thing I got, I'm so incredibly excited about. You know, like if you've watched my channel in the past, you know that I am a Disney fanatic. When I saw that they were coming out with the Frozen 2 collection, I was so excited. And like the Midnight Masquerade collection I thought was really nice. I ended up not getting any of the blushes or the highlights or lipsticks or anything like that, just because I thought that I liked them, but honestly, I was only getting them for packaging. Let's be real. I kind of feel the same way about this collection, but not as much. I want to also like the product. I don't want to just have the product just because it's Disney, though I kind of like teeter that line sometimes, and I recognize that. But for this collection, this Frozen 2 collection, I saw it and I was like, wow. Even if it was in other packaging, I feel like this is something I would still actually be interested in purchasing. So I'll start with the big one. So I ended up getting the Elsa box collection. This is actually a gift for my niece, and my niece loves Frozen. I don't think she's seen the second one yet, but she loves the first one, and she's obsessed with Elsa. That's like her favorite character. So I saw this and immediately thought of her. The box is gorgeous. It has Elsa on the front. And it has a little bow. There's also an Anna collection as well, but Elsa is her favorite. So here's the back. It shows all the products that are inside of the box. It's got like metallic and glitter on the front. It's just, this is such a cute gift. Honestly, like not just for little kids. Like I would love to get this. So on the inside, oh, this is so pretty. So on the inside, it has the snowflake, and it has all of the Elsa products. So I actually got a lot of these for myself, so I'll show you the ones that I got that didn't come in the box, and I can swatch some of those for you, but I don't want to take these out because this is what I'll actually be giving to her. The only thing that I didn't get in this collection is the glitter. It's like the Glitterly Obsessed like gel glitter, so I'm not going to swatch this because it's hers, but this is really cool. I mean, honestly, I have no use for a glitter gel at this stage of my life. I probably would use it like on a trip to Disney World, but it's, I mean, I don't really need it, you know, but that's something that she will absolutely love to play with. I'm so excited to give this to her. She's gonna love it. So these are the items that I ended up getting from the collection. I got some from Elsa and from Anna. I was kind of annoyed because I already bought all of this off the Colourpop website, and then it came to Ulta. I would like 1000% always rather buy anything from the Ulta website because you can get the points for it. So I was a little annoyed about that because I could have just gotten it from Ulta, but it's fine. I ended up placing an order on Ulta though, and I ended up getting the two things that you won't see here because I was like, I don't need them. But then I went and saw Frozen 2, and the emotion of it pulled me in, and I decided that I needed to get the Anna eyeshadow palette and the Anna Glitterly Obsessed glitter gel. The thing I just said that I probably would never use, I bought it. But here's the rest of it. So really the only thing that I didn't buy for myself was the Elsa Glitterly Obsessed glitter gel. So let's start with the Anna collection first. So I ended up getting the lipstick and the lip gloss. The packaging on these is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, they do just like, the attention to detail is amazing. So the first thing here is the lip gloss. It's the Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Free Spirit. And of course, all of this is going with me to Disney World when we go next week. We leave next week for Disney World for our wedding. What? I know. So all of this is going with me, and I'm super excited. That's part of the reason I wanted to buy it. Honestly, I was like, oh, I can use my Elsa lip gloss in front of the castle. Like, that's how they get you, right? That's how they get you. It's fine. So this is the Elsa gloss in the shade Free Spirit. I thought it was going to have a little like glitter, not glitter, but like some shimmer in it, but it's actually fully matte gloss. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Fenty Beauty gloss, like the original Gloss Bomb, except without any of the shimmer. So this is like your perfect everyday neutral color lip gloss. So there's the shade right there. This is Free Spirit. Very neutral, extremely wearable. Can get a lot of use out of that one. Then for the lipstick, this is the Luxe lipstick, and this is in the shade Going North. And the packaging is the same theming as the rest of the Anna collection. And this is more of like a terracotta, brown, red color. So this is like my favorite color family to wear. So I was really excited to see this color. Has like a creamy satin finish. Like swatching, not great, sorry. And again, I did order the Anna Glitterly Obsessed and the Anna eyeshadow palette. They're just not here yet. I'm really hoping that they get here before we leave next week. They should, but super excited. Just know it's going with me. to Disney World, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to move on to the Elsa collection. So here's the lipstick and the lip gloss from the Elsa collection. And this packaging is very similar, except it has Elsa, obviously, right? And then it has kind of like the glitter and the snowflakes and her colors. She's beautiful. Like, Elsa as a character, especially in Frozen 2, amazing. If you haven't seen the movie, you have to go see it. It's amazing. I cried the whole time. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Mythic Journey. And this packaging is everything. It's everything. So it has like the metallic blue top with the snowflakes. Then of course it has a giant snowflake on it. And it's just like a silvery, like glitter gloss. But not like chunky glitter. It's like the perfect fine snow glitter. Oh, this is so pretty. It's just got a nice shimmer to it, but without being like thick and chunky. So here's the Mythic Journey gloss. Can just see that being like just a gorgeous topper on like any lip color, or just wearing on its own, just the way it catches the light. Wow, this is like the perfect lip gloss for her. They like totally nailed it with this shade. And then here is the lipstick in the shade Little Snow. I really don't want to throw this packaging away. It's like, it's too pretty. This packaging matches the lip gloss as well. It's the same color with the snowflakes on it. And this is also a cream finish. And hers is more of like a berry tone, which is like right up my alley. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. So here's the Elsa lipstick next to the gloss. All right, the last thing in here I have is the Elsa palette, and this is, yeah, it's just called the Elsa Pressed Powder Palette. So look at this packaging though. Like, seriously, I don't want to throw it away. It's so beautiful. I just feel like the attention to detail is so good. So good. And then here's the back. It has all the shade names on it. I have no idea what he's barking at. So here is the palette. So it has Elsa on the front, and it says Frozen 2. This palette is gorgeous. So this palette has a mirror in it, which is awesome. And then here are the shades. Wow. I feel like they just totally nailed it. This palette with Elsa. I've heard a lot of people say that they wish that it had more blues in it, but I just, coming from someone who doesn't wear a lot of colorful eyeshadow, I'm really happy they didn't go like blue, silver, white. You know, like that's not very wearable for me personally. They definitely could have, like it still would have been really beautiful, but I feel like this appeals to more people, that like those of us who are not necessarily great with color. This is a palette that I could actually work with, you know, like these colors aren't super intimidating to me, and there's something that I could actually like, I could make a full look using this palette, you know? It does have one pressed glitter shade in here, so I know a lot of people, you know, with like the eye safety warnings and that sort of thing, so just be aware of that. But it is one shade. The rest of them you have like a mix of metallics and mattes, and you do have one matte that has like all the glitter in it. I feel like this is a unique palette. I think that's what I like about it so much, is I feel like I haven't seen something like it before, so super excited to play with this one. Alright guys, that is it for my Colourpop haul. I'm going to go ahead and get into the like follow-up review of the blushes that I hauled a couple videos back. I'll link it down below if you're interested in seeing that. But yeah, so I'm going to move on to that, but this concludes like the haul portion of the video. So I ended up loving these blushes, and two of them in particular. The I Need Space and Lunar Has It are my favorite blushes from the collection, and just like in general I find myself reaching for these almost every single day. I also enjoy mixing them together. I feel like they look really nice like together. I didn't use these two very much. These two down here, it's My Sun and Stars and So Retrograde. They're just harder to work with because they're very pigmented, and I feel like, again, I'm more of like a neutral type person, so just on the daily I preferred these two. But I do think that these are really pretty. When I had a spray tan or I was wearing self-tanner, I loved using these shades. Like, they were so gorgeous, and I feel like a little bit easier to work with because my skin tone was just a little bit more tan. But I mean, overall, the blushes are great. I love them. They're gorgeous. But yeah, if I had to recommend anything from that collection specifically, I would say Lunar Has It or I Need Space. Those blushes are just like amazing. These two things over here, you'll notice that I switched out the Private Party bronzer. I put in my Here Kitty Kitty highlight because it just made more sense to have it in this palette, just for the way that I use it. Because when I use bronzer, I swirl a big brush and it's kind of just getting everywhere into the pans next to it. So I ended up taking it out and putting it in a little single like compact. And I've actually almost used that bronzer up. So it kind of makes me think that, like, yeah, it's inexpensive, like it's more affordable, but you don't get a lot of product. So I don't really know like where the price breakdown is for that versus like buying something that has more product that's more expensive. So just food for thought. And then this To the 10 blush, I like it. Honestly, don't need it. Like it's nothing different than blushes I already have. I do really like it. It's pretty. I do think it like kind of rounds out this palette nicely, but I don't necessarily think that it's something that you have to have. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.